So we're live.
Let the go.
Ready to go. Maryland pissed me off. I had them in my parlay.
Hey, my pipe dream is alive, baby. I'm actually about to stop talking about it publicly because I don't want it. I don't want it to be a thing, catch fire, and then somebody asking me about it, and then they'd be like, no, I ain't doing that. Don't even ask me that. And then we done fucked up the whole opportunity. So from now on, when I say the pipe dream, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just not going to bring it up. I ain't going to say it again.
This is my question. This is my question with that. Somebody brought it on my page. So with Kirk Campbell having Brady Hart and these other QBs trying to come in, do we need to have to keep him to keep those recruits, or can you demote him and still keep him? Do you think?
Ask Josh. Josh, if you have a crack recruiter at a position that's proven not to be a play caller, what do?
You hire somebody else
and leave him as a position coach, right? How did that work out for Brian Hartline?
So far, okay.
It's working out fine.
That's what I was saying.
Ain't no hurt feelings.
Amazing.
Okay.
Hopefully Hartline is learning. Hopefully Hartline is learning from Chip Kelly.
Sure. And I don't think there's really no argument there. Like, who knows offense and play calling better, Chip Kelly or Brian Hartline? No, there's no comp. No comp. Same thing in that instance. My pipe dream versus Kirk Campbell. No comp. It's just so get in there, learn, keep recruiting quarterbacks, keep coaching quarterbacks, because it seemed like you've proven that you're okay at that. And let's leave the play calling elsewhere. Before we say another word, welcome to the Big at 11 Kickoff Show. We all three of us up here on stage today. It's me, it's Josh, Johnny Olton. We're all swinging through here on this Saturday. We appreciate y'all jumping in with us.
Weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Layton, get out of here with this. We ain't got no time for that. But yeah, go ahead, throw us up a like, share this out. Let's get some more people in the chat. Start talking about big weekend of football. Josh has got the big game this week. Josh got the big game this week.
We ready?
Yeah.
We ready. We ready.
Is that where y'all want to kick things off at? Or well, first of all, Josh, how you doing? My bad.
I'm doing amazing. All right. The confidence is at 100% today. You know what I'm saying? We showed up out in Oregon. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing it's like 60-40 Bucks fans out there. So, you know what I mean? We
60-40 in Eugene,
60-40 Oregon. 60-40 Oregon fans.
Okay, I was about to say the cap is
no, 40% Buckeye fans. My fault.
Okay, gotcha.
But I'm ready. I'm confident, and I think we're gonna pull out a win today.
Okay. So, y'all are just so arrogant. You Ohio State.
I'm confident.
How you doing this Saturday morning, Johnny? What you got going on?
I'm doing all right. I kind of want Ohio State to win, but they're so arrogant right now that I want to see the pain if they lose.
Oh no, it won't be no pain. It won't be no pain. We'll see Oregon again. We'll see Oregon in the Big Ten championship. So
but I'm saying though, like the right now y'all look like world beaters. Y'all look like y'all on top of the conference, like you're top 2 in the country. But we haven't gotten any like competition. This is the first time we got some like competition.
Oh,
right?
For sure.
So
no, I agree.
If you lose here, it doesn't become deflating. There's not a question of Ryan Day in big games or Will Howard in big games, nothing like that.
Don't let me say it won't be. Yeah, don't let me say it won't be deflating at all. Right? It'll be a little deflating, but the season's not over. Again, we'll see Oregon probably again in the Big Ten championship, and if not, we'll see somebody like Oregon in the playoffs. So, yeah, no. The season wouldn't be over. Yes, it would be a little deflating though. And then we've got other teams going forward. Like I said, this is a tough streak we've got going on. Not a really difficult streak, but a tough streak nonetheless. We got Nebraska and Penn State, so we'll see.
Okay.
I'm happy. I'm excited. Confident. Let's go.
How do you see the game playing out, or what do you at least? I guess what are some of the key matchups? Let's start there.
Man, let's start off with the obvious theme of the season.
I'll talk that to Johnny, but sure, go
right
ahead.
No.
You start.
You didn't say Johnny. You just
I did.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear that.
It's all good. Go, John.
No, Johnny, go.
No, but I see that, all these games, it's the trenches, and Oregon doesn't seem to measure up in the trenches. So I've got Ohio State winning this one like a controlled butt whooping, probably. I mean, you never know, but the trenches, Ohio State is better in the trenches. So I see them being able to control the game, and whether that's early in the game or if it takes about third quarters, mid second half before they really just control it, and Oregon won't be able to hold up. That's what I see.
So, oh no, Josh, you up? Go.
No. I'm gonna save mine for last.
Okay. Cool.
Stop smiling.
As I'm looking at it, right? There's a few things that I think both teams have. They got similar question marks. When we saw Oregon play Boise State, it was almost bad news because Ashton Jeanty went nutty, right? That gave people questions about Oregon's run defense. Similarly with Ohio State, there have been a couple times, not here against Iowa, but there's been a couple times early in this season versus lesser opponents where the run game seems to have had some success. Marshall comes to mind. Not a whole big sample size as opposed to Oregon. You obviously didn't almost lose. I think both coaches are going to be of the mindset that they're going to make the opposing coordinator stop the run before they move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
Who breaks first in that regard, I think, is going to play a big role. Like, who breaks a big run? Who starts giving up 5 yards of carry first? Which defense ends up being on the field longer? Because this is going to be a game of attrition. As you said, it's going to be one in the trenches. As much as I'd like to lean towards the elder statesman in this case, I think the last couple weeks watching Oregon play, they've gotten a little bit higher in the trenches than I thought they were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least as the games went on, they got a little bit stronger. They start running the ball even better. They start getting after quarterback. Things got better for them line-wise on both sides of the ball as the game went on.
For sure.
I want to say the difference maker has got to be what Oregon's secondary versus Ohio State's wide receivers. It's got to be the difference maker. And I just don't know if I've seen enough from Oregon's DBs to say one way or the other how that's going to play out. But those are the keys to me, right? The running game for both defensive coordinators, who corrals it first. The defensive backs, Oregon's defensive backs versus Ohio State's wide receivers. And I guess the last thing is big game, big moment, a lot of pressure, opposing pass rush on the other side. Does Weir Howard have another one of them hiccups? We've been excusing them. They've been winning. So it's been working out. He has a big hiccup and a big moment. It's going to start looking like Kansas State, I think. So we'll just see. We'll see how that goes. But those are my question marks.
I got one thing for you, go, Josh. One real quick.
Go ahead.
If Oregon's real chance in this is if Dylan Gabriel plays lights out. If he plays lights out like we really haven't seen this year, that's their biggest chance. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the ultimate difference maker is a quarterback that's playing out of his mind. If he plays like he did against Michigan State, those 2 turnovers will kill you. They'll kill you against Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I don't think he can do it, but you never know, so.
Yeah, no, that's legitimate. Okay, so before I say anything, I just wanted to respond to Marcus's questions about which team is going to get it done against the run. Obviously, we've seen Oregon at home give up 192 yards and 3 touchdowns to Ashton Jeanty, which probably the best running back. Probably the best running back in the nation. So I don't think we have anybody solo who's comparable, but the backfield of both Quinshawn and Travion kind of presents another problem for them, especially when they did so at home already. And then also we did play a team who has a really good running back in Iowa, and we limited him to 86 yards and a touchdown. So I think if we're comparing teams, yes, we did have a little bit of a stumble against Marshall, but we also didn't have Tyleik Williams. So I think that kind of proves that when we have Tyleik Williams healthy and he's in there, it's going to aid against the run. And I think we have that. I think we've got that pretty much covered. To be honest, I'm at least confident enough to say that Jordan James won't have a game like he did last week against Michigan State.
When is the last time Ohio State has had to face tempo? Who's the last team that put y'all into a high tempo situation?
Probably sometime last season, I would think. I can't think of the specific team.
Penn's. Well, no, they couldn't. Penn State couldn't because they couldn't throw the ball.
I don't think it was. Did Missouri?
Missouri went. I guess they went quick at times. They ran the ball a lot, but they. I don't know, man. I guess I have. It's been a long time since I've seen an offense that's going to try to put bigger, stronger athletes in conflict. Right, going east to west, going with more pace.
Might have been Oregon 2021.
Or I was about to say Oregon 2021 is probably the last time we seen something like that. And I don't want to draw the 1-to-1, I guess, for that, but it did happen, right? And that was the last time we seen it. Different defensive coordinator though, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I want to make a pick, man. I don't enjoy either one of these fan bases at the moment.
No.
If I had to make a pick, I'd say Ohio State by a score. I'd agree. But I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being a show game. Like, there are a lot of assumptions going into this game. There are a lot of they are going to be able and how do you adjust to it type of thoughts. It wouldn't surprise me if one team overcomes that and the other team doesn't have an answer for it. Somebody gets blown out. You see that from time to time. Teams walk into a matchup thinking they know what they know. It doesn't play out in the game and somebody gets blown out. I could easily see that type of game tonight because it is even though there are a lot of similarities between these programs right now, it is still a clash of styles. Stylistically, I think Chip Kelly wants to possess the ball. Dan Lanning doesn't give a shit about possessing the ball. He wants to score more points than the other team. He's going to go for it on fourth down whenever it's under 3 yards. No matter what the situation is. 2-point conversions. He's ultra conservative or ultra aggressive. He's like the college football version of Dan Campbell. So stylistically, we are totally adverse to each other. I just want to see how it's going to play out. But if you had to hammer me down, I guess I'd say Ohio State by a leg.
I'm actually going to agree with your assessment that Will Howard's blunders are going to play a huge part in this. If Will Howard can come out and show and prove that he's going to be the quarterback of the future for the Ohio State Buckeyes, especially through November and the playoffs, this is the game where he has to show and prove it, and where, those blunders, they may happen, but they're not going to cause a huge, switch in the game. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we're done talking about that shit. Let's move on.
Oh, we're not.
No, we done.
Jeremiah Smith for Heisman and Biletnikoff.
Okay. So we had a Friday night game last night. Mike Locksley and the Maryland Terrapins at home get trounced by the what now, or is it? Are they 3-3 or 3? What is Northwestern's record now?
Oh,
4-3.
I think they're both. Are they both 3-3? I can't remember.
I don't know, bro.
They are both 3-3.
They're both 3-3. Okay. 500 ball club. Shout out to Northwestern. They've won 11, or David Braun has won 11 games in his first 2 seasons. That's more than most Northwestern head coaches. So shout out to him. He's got his team playing hard.
Can I be honest?
What's up?
What are we getting from Billy Edwards? It's like sometimes he's throwing the ball and it's like perfect. And then sometimes he's throwing some, what the hell is that pass?
You know what I want to say about Billy Edwards? It's going to make some people mad. So Billy Edwards, just all in all, if we're just being honest, he's not the most talented guy, right?
Sure.
But while I was watching the Maryland's offense last night, while it wasn't all that successful, it wasn't great. I watched them sit behind an average offensive line and Billy Edwards would put the ball in the running back's stomach, and he'll pull it back out. He'll throw it to a quick hitch or a quick screen on the outside. They block it well, get 5 yards. They'll put a read on a basic duo play, and here go Billy Edwards picking up 7 yards when he ain't supposed to pick up nothing because he's not that much faster than Davis Warren, if he's faster than Davis Warren. But, he gets it done. And they just moving the ball down the field. Now, he turned the ball over. They couldn't really protect him. The running game was here and gone. It wasn't consistent. So they didn't get a lot going. I just enjoyed the play calling. I loved how they took pedestrian pieces, which is what they have outside of Roman Hemby and the wide receivers, and they make it look coherent. Now, it didn't play out well. This year is not playing out well for them. I like competency in football.
I can forgive a loss to Indiana because obviously Indiana's playing out of their minds right now.
Yeah,
but
Indiana's been good.
But Northwestern at home, what? Why? And that bad, 37-10. I didn't think Northwestern had it in them.
Fam, I think Northwestern is I think they in my prayer circle. I think they trying to help me out. But
yeah.
No, I mean if things keep trending the way that they are for Maryland, I think they'll make a switch at the end of the season. Because again, we were already at a spot where you were expecting them to take steps forward. You are not allowing Mike Locksley to have a quote unquote rebuilding year because this entire process has been a rebuild. So when you get to the point where you start expecting 8, 9, 10 wins a season, and you want him to take a bite into one of the bigger teams, taking a step back and winning 6 games in a season, that could spell disaster. So, I hope things work out for the best for Locksley. And by the best, I mean, I hope he ends up in the best possible situation for him, however this plays out. But that's all I got to say about Maryland. Oh, one other thing. Ron Zook is on Maryland's coaching staff. So basically, Mike Locksley got the expendables of coaching staffs. He got Kevin Sumlin on there, former head coach.
He got Sumlin?
He got Kevin Sumlin's on there. He got Josh Gaddis on there. He got Brian Ferentz is out there. And Ron Zook? Man, where did you even find Ron Zook?
That's a crazy coaching staff right there.
That's a crazy coaching staff. It's crazy. You got Sumlin, Brian Ferentz, Josh Gaddis, and Ron Zook?
My boy got the Thunderbolts.
What are you doing?
That's crazy.
That's a crazy coaching staff. Like, where did you get all these guys?
They're not all good enough to be the Avengers. They're the Thunderbolts for sure.
No, they are definitely Thunderbolts for sure. Young Avengers.
Facts. Okay. I did actually kind of want to talk about this Penn State USC game. I'm so conflicted about it. I'm very conflicted on what I think is going to happen because everything in my heart is telling me that Penn State's going to win this game, but they have James Franklin as a coach.
I want to go last here. Oh, I want to go last here. Let Johnny go first. He hasn't gone first yet.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm conflicted by this Penn State USC. When I think about it, I want to say Penn State should beat them, but something is telling me that it might not look like we would expect, and that USC could probably still beat them somehow. James Franklin, exactly.
That's what's telling me.
He's always set up for a choke job or to get out coached. So that's the question. Will he stay? The blueprint was there. Michigan gave you the blueprint for USC. Run that rock down their throat. You know what I'm saying? You got a good quarterback, play action off of it. You should be able to light them up on offense if you stay convicted to it. You run the ball with conviction, and play action off of it. But sometimes he doesn't do that. He'll find a way to lose it. So, Miller Moss, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Penn State, honestly. But you got Lincoln Riley. Both of these coaches will lose a game. So
Yep.
You got beat with some butthead. Somebody got to win. So, hey.
You know what else I'm concerned about is the fact that USC, They're at home, and they have a reason to want to disrupt things for Penn State, being that they just lost to Michigan and Minnesota. So, like, they have a reason to want to play up to Penn State to prove a point.
Yeah, you get some of that clout back.
Yeah. Yep. All right, go ahead, Marcus.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna book this. If we have like a guarantee or a lock pick of the weekend or something like that, USC is gonna win this game. USC is gonna win this game because this is the quintessential James Franklin game, right? This is the game. It's perfect position. Is it in Happy Valley?
No, it's in USC.
It's in USC? Mm-hmm. Perfect. You got a team that is slightly overrated, right? Leaning on their offense. Your defense is playing lights out. Everybody is probably picking you to win this game. You win this game. You thrust yourself firmly into that competition with Oregon and Ohio State as leader in the conference. It's right there for the taking. But as y'all said, James Franklin is James Franklin. He gonna James Franklin. I don't know if it's going to be kicking a field goal when he should go for a touchdown. I don't know if it's going to be running the clock out at the end of half. I don't know if it's going to be, bad play calling in the second half. I can't tell you exactly how this is going to happen because, again, we got Lincoln Riley on the other side who likes to get as many plays as possible as opposed to possessing the ball. And that's going to leave the door open for a running Penn State offense. So it's going to be an ugly game.
Yeah,
it's going to be ugly. There's probably going to be a ton of turnovers because I don't think, while Drew Aller has looked improved, he hasn't been truly tested yet. I don't think anybody's been able to put heat on Drew Aller.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be able to. USC will be able to. They'll be able to force him into some situations that aren't comfortable. I trust D'Anton Linton enough to be able to do that. So we'll see how he overcomes that. We've already seen what Miller Moss looks like under pressure. But even still, with him playing well, the offensive line is what it is. And that doesn't spell for success necessarily all game versus Penn State. So they're both in a pickle. Who do I trust to get out of this pickle? I guess Lincoln Riley because he's at home, and I've watched James Franklin personally lose more games than I'd like to say. So I'm gonna lock this in. I'm gonna say USC wins by a field goal. And they upset Penn State this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so weird that if USC beats either Michigan or Minnesota and this game was at Happy Valley, I'd feel so much different about this game. But nope.
What's going on, Ryan Sims?
Nope. I feel like USC has a solid chance of winning this game. As weird as it is.
I'm going with USC.
For sure.
Definitely going with USC. Who's up next on the docket?
Wisconsin at Rutgers.
Wisconsin Rutgers. Yeah, man. As much as I want to give Rutgers the benefit of the doubt and say that they're turning a corner, it's still been a lot of favorable matchups, and they've already dropped a game that I didn't think that they should have dropped versus Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
How do they fare out versus a Wisconsin team that's trying to right the ship, but also is just as vulnerable, right? We've seen Wisconsin lose some games that they shouldn't have this year. If I had to pick between them, I think Rutgers is a little bit further along than Wisconsin is. Wisconsin is still having identity problems. They're in an identity crisis. They have the personnel to run the football and be the Wisconsin of old, but they're like, no, Phil Longo, the passing offense. We gonna come hell or high water. We gonna get it done. So I guess Rutgers. I guess I'm going with Rutgers on that one.
Who did you say lost to Indiana?
Didn't Rutgers lose Indiana? They're 4-1, right?
No, they lost to Nebraska by
Nebraska. 7. Oh yeah. Dylan Raiola one. Okay, yeah, Nebraska, which is still another game. I think if you're,
it's
if your program is where it is versus where Matt Rule has Nebraska, I think you would have liked to see Greg and them pull that one out. But it was a close game. It was a close game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I can't really fault Rutgers for losing to Nebraska considering where they were, especially at that point in the season. But I like the Scarlet Knights. I still like Greg Schiano, and I don't really like what Wisconsin has been this year so far. I think I got Rutgers at home for sure.
Did Luke Fickell passes the ball this much at Cincinnati?
I don't know. Let's see.
I felt like he ran the ball a decent amount with Desmond Ridder and Ford. They had like a decent running game while he was there. I don't understand the switch up. Like we got to be this prolific passing attack.
I don't think he did. I'm almost certain.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Solid defense, and I think he ran the ball quite a bit. Ridder obviously scrambled out the pocket quite a bit too. So, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think what was this? Rutgers and Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got more faith in Rutgers in this one because you kind of know what they are. They're gonna run Manon guy.
Yep.
And they're gonna play good defense. Whether you're at home or away, that's something I can stamp. I can stamp that. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'll take Rutgers, but I wouldn't be surprised if Wisconsin won. Also, to me, it's kind of a pick 'em with one of these real pick 'ems.
Sure.
And I feel bad for Wisconsin. I think they got some tough losses against Bama and then USC the week after, but I don't believe it.
I agree with Antoine Johnson. As I was sitting over there, I like talking about Luke Fickell. I'm like, yo, are we talking about Michigan? No. I had a fever dream. I was like, wrong team. Right. Yeah, he gonna end up being Wisconsin's Rich Rod if he keep fucking around with this. We gonna Phil Longo in the passing offense though. You better tell Phil Longo to put the ball on the ground.
Yeah, definitely. And it's easier to transition with the run game than to try to change. Wisconsin is like they've been running the ball and having those huge offensive linemen forever. That's Wisconsin football. It's not going to be an easy transition to try to, okay, now we're going to throw it all over the yard,
Facts.
He came from UNC. He runs there. Yeah. Phil Longo. Yep.
Yeah. So that's not an easy transition.
Yep.
Got out of skiing, man. Trying to be somebody different. I don't know. Like, what is that? Is it a recruiting thing? Is it like a college? College coaches don't want to be seen as one dimensional. Why is it so important that like the passing thing be your thing? Like, don't nobody want to run football no more?
It's more of a we don't have it.
It's about getting that quarterback. It's about getting that big time quarterback. You can come here and put up big numbers and win a Heisman. You're on the Dr. Pepper commercials and all.
But at the same time, that's what tells me that people don't study. Because if you listen to Tom, if you listen to Peyton, if you listen to Joe Montana, if you listen to John Elway, if you look at those guys' careers, look at the running games and the backs that they had to complement them. Edgerrin James, Lawrence Maroney, Terrell Davis. They have some of these all-time backs. Great, consistent running games, outstanding offensive lines to lean on consistently. You know what I mean? Like that is a benefit to even the greatest of quarterbacks. And I guess I don't get the calculus of wanting to be somewhere where they're asking you to put the ball in the air 35 to 50 times in any given game, when that is just not, that sounds to me like you have to do that to win. And if that's the case, that means you're not really in a dominant position. You are in a defensive position if you have to throw that much. That is a position of weakness if you have to throw the ball that much, to me.
It is. The easiest thing you can do is turn around and hand the ball off.
And if you can do that, you can do that all game.
Exactly.
Game.
They are in a position where they no longer have Braylon Allen. They don't even have Ches Malusi anymore. So,
I mean, I get it. Still, it may not be the best personnel. It is still personnel that is suited to road grade. So it's just it's kind of painful watching the switch over.
No, for sure. They got to adjust now. I didn't realize he left mid-season. I didn't. Malusi, the running back.
He not playing? He doing the red shirt thing?
No, I guess he just stopped because he wants to work on getting healthy. I guess he feel like he's not 100%.
Damn.
No, so he just said, I gotta get healthy.
Yeah. So,
yikes. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got? Purdue is playing Illinois, I think. That
The
should be a nice little
Purdue, Illinois.
Yeah, nice
Illinois is going to drag Ryan Walters in Purdue. I hope they blow him out by 50.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Purdue.
Yeah, they're gonna drag them probably.
Hopefully they're not looking at you guys first.
Who's that?
You're not looking at the schedule and looking at you guys.
I want their bellies to be nice and fat off of Illini. Eat all of that turtle soup that you can fill up on. Don't even worry about us, bro. We can't throw the ball. Don't worry about us. We lunch.
Yeah, they probably are thinking about us. Thinking about we about to get our payback for 2022 when they snuck out.
So wait, is this in Illinois? Yeah, it's got to be in Illinois. Huh? The last game was in Michigan.
Yep.
Going to Champaign. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Wasn't the last one in Illinois when we snuck out there? I thought that was Illinois.
That was that game that Blake got hurt. We was at home.
Yeah, it's at Illinois.
Huh.
With recruiting Mike Campbell, he refuses to run RPO. Yeah, well, you said it, not me, Antoine Johnson. You said it, not me.
I'm about done with Campbell and all that. I'm about.
Hey, man, you know what?
I'm tired. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of it.
I'm about to let everybody have their Tuttle experience, and they didn't even swept Joel Klatt into it. Joel Klatt was on his podcast talking about, Jack Tuttle gives Michigan the highest ceiling. I'm like, oh,
what?
They didn't let the narrative permeate to the mainstream. Like, but again, if it plays out that way, I would love it. Like, I'm not hating on the man. I don't buy it. From a
win percentage standpoint, at this current standing moment, literally Alex Orji gives you the best. But okay,
dog, we can't go back there. They don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? I think things was just a little too urban for the crowd.
Yeah,
bro, we got 2 losses. It feels like we have 4. Right.
But think about what we've experienced the last 3 years, right? Last 3 years,
we got up here. Look, before last week when I went on Chris Medicine Sports, Chris was like, "Bro, y'all got 1 loss. It feels like y'all got about 3 or 4."
I feel like 4 or 5 times.
That's and
only 1 Big Ten loss, right? Like, we're squarely still in the hunt. It just doesn't.
Yeah, we are.
When we came out of the USC week, it felt like the world was ahead of us. It felt like we had everything to look forward to. Now you're trying to tell me that we're in the best position that we've possibly been in all season after the USC or after the Washington loss, and I'm having trouble believing you. But we'll see. We'll see. These all right, y'all. Beating the drum for life. Hey, shh. Ryan, we just talked about how narratives permeate up, right? So we just gonna keep this here. This is a house divided thing. This is what we're gonna talk about here on the show. And we refer to that individual as the pipe dream now. Okay, Ryan? He's referred to as the pipe dream.
I feel like y'all were supposed to be the next Penn State, and yet somehow Penn State gets this easy schedule, and they're number 4 now. And you guys are losing to Northwestern. It's yikes.
That's how it is.
Not everybody.
Oh boy.
Dog.
See, this is
go ahead.
This is why I'm starting to want them to lose. This is why I'm starting to want Oregon to beat y'all. Because I want that arrogance to come down back to earth. Because right now y'all feel, for whatever reason, y'all feel like y'all are invincible.
No, not invincible. It could happen. A loss could happen.
But you still got that grin. That's that grin. That's why I don't believe you. It could happen.
It could happen. Just not very likely.
Somebody's going to get a slice of humble pie tonight. Like, if it's not the Ohio State fan base, it'll definitely be the Oregon fan base, and I'll be somewhat satisfied if that's what it is. Because they didn't walk in this house like they own it. Like, call us the team out west. Like, y'all go flap them wings somewhere else.
Okay. You can't come into the conference announcing your own nickname.
You gotta relax.
Yeah. They called y'all out on that. They called y'all out on that. OSU
finger at y'all too, so I kind of stayed out of it. I was like, well, they're not talking to us.
Yeah. So if they beat y'all, if they beat y'all gotta call them that.
They said, well, fuck them. That's our nickname now. I would feel just as offended.
Nah, if they beat y'all gotta call them the team out west. That team out west.
I'm not doing it. Y'all at least earned that nickname. Y'all should feel like, no, y'all gotta put some skin into this to earn that nickname.
Hey man,
or not.
They didn't tell us to call them, so we don't care.
Y'all call us the team out west.
Okay, so then when we beat them, then it's like, all right, they can shut that shit up. Like,
yeah.
Cool. All right. Just making sure.
For sure. What's next up on the docket?
Is Minnesota versus UCLA the last one? Is that the last Big Ten game we got to discuss? And do we even care about that game?
Washington, Iowa.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. I got Iowa winning that game. Surprisingly enough, I think they can muster out a win in this one. I think Homeboy is going to be willing to get back to his level playing field. And by Homeboy, I mean Caleb Johnson. So we'll see. I think I have them winning it.
My boy actually called me for advice on that game for his parlay or something. And I told him to stay away from it, honestly, because Washington, quiet as kept. They're pretty good on defense. Like their run and pass defense, it's not as bad as you would think it would be. It's actually kind of good. It's actually on the edge of good. If I'm being honest,
big plays. They give up a lot of explosives, and that's probably
But you playing Iowa, so
right.
You know what I'm saying? But then Iowa. So you got Jed Fish on offense going against the Iowa defense. You know, so I'm not really sure. That's a tough matchup for me because I was well coached on defense. Then you got Jed Fish. So you got two studs right there.
Yeah,
Iowa's defense against Jed Fish's offense. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
honestly, I don't know.
Caleb Johnson has put up 150 plus in every game except Ohio State. So like, I kind of got to trust that. Like I hear you with Washington's defense, but
this is what I'm saying though. Iowa's offense is one dimensional.
Yeah.
So he's been a beast, but when you can't throw the ball like that, it makes it easier to stop what you actually do well.
So Michigan ran the ball against against Washington for about 170, about $175 or so. Is that right? Let me make sure that's right. I thought that was right.
So there's something about there about 150 maybe.
But Michigan, due to turnovers, right, and poor field position, they end up losing by 10. Is that a formula that Washington can recreate versus Iowa in Michigan similar conditions, right? What?
174.
174. Mm-hmm. Can they do that same thing to Iowa? Can they hold them under 200 yards, turn them over a few times, and then play extremely efficient on offense? Because they didn't lose the turnover battle. They turned it over once, but after that, they were pretty clean. So if they can recreate that formula, then they could beat Iowa.
And what's his name? What's the quarterback's name?
Will Rogers.
Will Rogers. He's same thing like Will Howard last week. You playing in Iowa defense, you got to be patient. It's not a forcing big plays. It's a be patient and take what they give you and slowly matriculate down the field. You know, if you start getting antsy and jumping, trying to force big plays, you're gonna be forcing interceptions. You know, so it's an interesting matchup.
One thing that I also find interesting is that out of that 174, 95 of those yards were Donovan Edwards, not Khalil Mulling. So that's also pretty interesting to me.
No, Josh, don't say that, because again, they're gonna get the fan base, they're gonna get mad at you. Donovan's not allowed to touch the ball, bro. Donovan should only touch the ball 5 times a game to do explosives and then go sit down. Don't tell them that he averaged more yards per carry than Khalil in that game.
14 carries for 95, not 3.
No, and I think they both had 14 carries, right?
Yeah, they both had 14.
It was
14,
an exact
49,
comparison. Yeah. Like, they gonna jump on our backs, bro.
Donovan was showing heart, and he was trying to, galvanize the team.
He was trying to be a leader. Yeah.
Yeah. It probably would have came together if he didn't slip on that one play. That slip was like monsters, bro, because that might have been a touchdown.
But even at that, right? If you see that as a play caller, why in the fuck are we throwing the ball so much? Why are we throwing the ball? Like, set that up again. Give me that again. That was getting ready to go 90. Nothing you was doing on Jack Tettle's arm was going to go 90. Nothing. Not a single thing.
Nope.
We're not talking about Michigan's game, y'all. We keep getting back over there.
You brought it up. You brought up Donovan. I had to.
I'm sorry, that comment was funny. Sorry.
He's only allowed to touch the ball on EA Sports.
Yeah, he a monster on there, boy.
I bet. I swear to God, anybody playing Michigan's offense other than Kirk Campbell is a monster. Anybody running Michigan's offense other than Kirk Campbell is a beast.
Look, Donovan, and then I have Cole Cabana as the backup. Them boys is monsters on there.
Man, a punt returner or something like that. Like,
man, Cole Cabana, 95 speed on there. You got to play. You got to play on my team.
Do something.
We'll never play as Michigan, but I know one move I will make: take Samaj Morgan off the team immediately. Get him off the team. Get him off practice team, practice squad.
Ohio State fans hate Samaj Morgan.
I do.
They hate. Look, Marcus. Look. They hate him more than J.J. McCarthy. They hate him more than Jonathan Edwards. More than Blake Corum. They hate this dude. Why do y'all hate him so much? You just made a little video, bro. Like, come on. He's a bum.
Oh, I hate him.
And number 6 is a bitch. Number 18 is a bitch. Ryan Day is a bitch.
Oh, it's so trash.
I don't see why that bothers y'all so much.
Oh, I can't wait to beat him.
Just stop, bro. That little video makes y'all hate it with JJ.
That little video from that little man. Yes, that video. Yep.
All right.
JJ did the wave, the prom queen wave. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Still planted a flag in the middle of the block.
And as much as I hate it, he won. So, but Samaj, no,
Samaj won.
Samaj, get him the fuck out. Samaj won. Nah, fuck it. He didn't do shit. He didn't do a damn thing. Get him out of here.
It don't make no sense for y'all to hate. I hate him.
You know what? I want to get blocked from Samaj Morgan. Let me get on Twitter real quick.
Leave that man alone.
All right, I'll leave him alone.
And we got one more game to cover. Got one more. It's the Minnesota game.
Oh, we still haven't even talked about that. See, you see how much we want to talk about that game?
Who?
Minnesota, UCLA.
So currently, I'm looking at UCLA's roster to see if there is anything that Michigan can use over there. I got a couple ideas for some.
You're looking at UCLA for scraps?
Yeah. I got some ideas on building Michigan's like fantasy offseason. And so like I'm scouring all teams that have kind of already tanked it in. UCLA is one of them. I expect row your boat to row their ass all the way back to Southern California because UCLA ain't got nothing for nobody.
If only they had Zach Charbonnet, you can bring him back.
Oh, he's been in the NFL for a while.
Yeah, he has. It's been some years, but I know that.
I don't really know. Do y'all think that their head coach was it Deshaun Foster? You think he makes it the rest of the season?
Don't look like it.
Not the way they're playing.
I don't think he's gonna finish the season, y'all. And we should have saw this coming when he was at Big Ten Media Days, and my man's popped out and was like, "Yeah, I know you guys don't know anything about UCLA. It's in Southern California, Los Angeles area.
That was crazy.
Us in USC.
Us in USC is crazy. Because
there's
no other way Besides location, there's no other way you can compare those two teams. At least as a rival.
Not until basketball season.
Right. Yeah, they needed to go ahead and throw out Hasselbeck's son, Matt Hasselbeck's son. I'd like to see that.
Matt Hasselbeck's son.
Yeah, they got Henry Hasselbeck
playing for UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
So they might as well give him a whirl because I ain't seen nothing.
Might as well.
And you know our boy out there, our boy Collins. You know he know how to pick a good program. Collins Anchiampong knows how to pick a great program. Boy, he went from Miami, right, and then transferred from Miami to UCLA. Man, smart guy.
Miami at this point.
You gotta love.
They're begging to lose.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You know they being 6'8", 260 pounds from the edge and wanting to be coached by absolute dog shit programs.
Oh my God.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Right.
Yeah, no, I got Minnesota by 1 million.
Same. Obviously, they're looking for some more wins, and UCLA is handing them out. So, really, not much to say there.
That is.
Hold on, brother.
My bad, bro. My bad.
We can't leave out the Red River rivalry. That's this weekend.
Oh yeah, Texas, Oklahoma.
That's a big one. That's a big one especially for Texas.
For sure, it's a prove it game. It's a prove it game. And early lines right now. I know we kind of jumping ahead. Early lines for the Georgia Texas game has Texas favored by like 2.5 points. So I think this is one of them games that would affect other games for Texas down the line in the SEC. But today, Oklahoma beating Texas. I was about to say, I don't know.
Venable's gonna have to. He's gonna have to be on his A game to pull this one off.
And I mean, maybe Ewers is rusty. It's his first game back. He spent 2 games off. Maybe they have an opportunity early to steal some points, create some distance, and ride that out. I don't see them being particularly effective at stopping the explosives for Texas. And we know all too well what Texas looks like when they are at their top level. And so I just don't maybe they hang around for a while for rivalry's sake. But come late third quarter, fourth quarter, I expect this to be a 2-score game at least.
Yeah, most likely.
That.
I
If Oklahoma can play up, it might be a 1-score game, like a 7-point game. But other than that,
you keep it close enough so you can fight for it in the fourth. That's all you can hope for when you're outmatched like this. But it is a rivalry game, so
that's the only adrenaline thing you can give it is the rivalry game for the most part.
Exactly.
Cats are a lot better than many have. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
I was about to read comment from New Life. He says, I think is that NU New Northwestern probably. At Turtle Soup for dinner last night, the Cats are a lot better than many have thought. For sure.
Same.
It was a good road win for Indiana.
It's wild to see a Northwestern fan talk shit. I haven't seen it really. I haven't really seen it before.
Hey, we welcome it. New Life.
Had turtle soup.
And we thank you for being here with us.
You say we had turtle soup last night.
No, for sure. They kind of did Maryland dirty, man. Like it wasn't all that complicated either. There were maybe like 3 passes that amounted to most of Northwestern's passing offense. And after that, it was control clock, play good defense, get some turnovers, just win the game. Win the game, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
And that's great coaching. I love it when I don't really care what you do too much. As long as what you're doing, whatever you do, you can execute it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you throw 5 passes, but if those 5 passes are well executed, like when we beat Ohio State and JJ was hitting all those long passes. You know what I'm saying? If you're only throwing a few passes, but they're great. What, Josh?
Nothing. Go ahead. Go ahead with your point, sir.
They said he couldn't pass.
I wasn't trying I wasn't trying to stick that to you. It was just what popped in my head.
The example has to be us. Okay.
It's a great example.
Throw the deep ball.
So I don't care what you do as long as you can execute it. Whether on offense, defense, whatever you do, just make sure you can execute it very well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're only running 5 plays, but you can't stop 4 of them. So hey, we're good. So I love to see a coach understanding what he has, and then to see his team actually well coached enough to execute it.
Yeah,
right now,
right? You'll watch a coach like Greg Schiano go a whole season with a quarterback like what was it, Gavin Newsom? Not Gavin Newsom. That's the damn governor in California.
Yeah.
Something Newsom. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Black
Gavin
quarterback who's kind of bigger. Gavin Wimsatt. That's his name. Gavin Wimsatt. Right. And so Greg Schiano don't care. He'll play a whole game throwing the ball 4 times. Right.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of that game, he got 200 yards rushing. You trying to make up a 10-point deficit, and he's bleeding clock. And he doesn't care. He just doesn't give a shit. He'll go in there. He'll answer the questions to the media at the end about the passing on. We need to do what we need to do to win the game, and that's just it. I think he's a snitch, and I think he was helping out Ryan Day last year. But the man is a football coach, right? And he does football the right way. Like Johnny said, I appreciate coaches that do football the right way.
Exactly. We're getting we're Michigan fans right now that know football like that. We're really having an appreciation for teams that we watch and they're well coached and they looked well coached.
For sure.
Even you, Ohio State.
Ohio State? No? Okay.
When I watch y'all, I get an appreciation because y'all look well coached. I can't front.
Now let's see what happens when adversity hits. Because we thought Alabama was well coached, and then their captain came out and kicked the damn ball at the end of the Vanderbilt game. Right, so
he threw a temper tantrum.
Crazy.
That boy threw a temper tantrum out there.
That was 3-year-old in the middle of the grocery store aisle.
Throw my mouthpiece, kick the ball. My backup coming in. No, you go back to the office. You go back.
Gotta get off the field, bro.
Man,
you gotta get off.
Wrestling. You not about to show me up like that, bro. If I send somebody into you to replace you, come out and yell at me on the sideline, but don't stay on the field and point the dude back off.
Yeah,
hold on. Who's Bama's defensive coordinator now?
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know.
Because it seems like they're pretty horrible on defense. Is that what I'm understanding now, right?
It is a
Kane
new
Womack.
Who is it?
Kane Womack.
I know. Where did he come from?
South Alabama.
Oh, okay. I do remember that. But why did they get him? He's a recruiter. He's good at recruiting or something?
How much recruiting could he have been doing at South Alabama?
I don't know. I mean, why is he at
he was the head coach at South Alabama.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's a little different, I guess.
He used to be the linebacker coach at Indiana too.
That defense
the last couple of games. Go ahead, Johnny.
The defense has got problems. Georgia lit them up in that second half. That's unheard of for a team to come storming back like that. That was crazy.
I turned that game off. They were up 30.
I fell asleep.
30. And so
I fell asleep.
For it to still be regulation, talking about winning the game, right? How do you have a 30-point lead and they even have time to make that up? They're
throwing bombs.
Yeah, how do you
throwing bombs, bro?
Well, again, that's playing the game. If your only chance of making up this lead is throwing it deep, guess where I'm gonna have the majority of my defense, or at least my coverage. Like you're gonna have to earn this underneath, and if you do earn it, if you do score, you're gonna waste time doing it. Like I'm not gonna allow you to have enough time to make up a 30-point deficit. But in any case, they did, and then also last week versus Vanderbilt got a lot of the same. So that is very concerning that they went the first 6 weeks of or first 5 weeks of football looking like world beaters. Then they get up against Georgia and Vanderbilt, and it's like, what? No, this ain't what we've been seeing. This is not even close to what we've been seeing. So that's why I say everybody looks like they well coached now. Let's see how when adversity hits and have to take some losses. Let's see how it goes then.
I have a feeling Bama's going to return to form against South Carolina today, but
yeah, I think it was they were too high after the Georgia win because you got to remember Georgia took the lead. Yeah. Georgia took the lead, and then Bama on the next play takes it back, and takes the lead back. So you imagine that high of like we're about to have one of the most embarrassing losses, and then we actually win it in dramatic fashion. You know what I'm saying? And then so them dudes was on top of the world, and then Vandy comes in. We got Vandy, and Vandy over here coming with pitchforks and hammers, like boy, we finna give y'all the business.
Don't let them take their foot off the gas for South Carolina. South Carolina played Georgia very well. Almost beat Georgia.
They take their foot off the gas. They're gonna be their season gonna be looking crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna be looking a little crazy. So, any other games? Anybody got to mention? We got about 2 minutes till kickoff.
I got nothing. I think that's about it for me. Talked about the big games that I wanted to talk about at least.
Did you give a score prediction? What's your score prediction for your game tonight?
Score prediction. I said we probably win. It really depends on how Oregon looks. 1 to 2 scores, tops. It'll be a fairly close game for the whole time. I can't give you a score.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. I'll take that. That's good enough. Johnny, did you have anything else to say? Any other games you wanted to touch on? Anything else?
No, I think that's about it. Just trying to see that smile get off Josh's face. Him and Garrison got that smile. I think most of these Buckeyes got that little that grin that they just like they just guaranteed a championship.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I want to see that smile that they always got. Him and Garrison. I want to see it knocked off their face.
What up? Let's go, baby.
What's up, Garrison?
Buckeyes, baby.
Man, I ain't seen Garrison in a minute. I ain't seen Garrison in some weeks.
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to see that smile come off their face.
Yeah, my boy Garrison came in, was talking shit to us before USC, didn't pop back up till we lost to Washington.
Anyway,
nah, man, I appreciate everybody in the chat today. Miss Layton, J. Marion, Antoine Johnson, all of our regulars, New Life, appreciate you. Make sure y'all smash the like button, enjoy your games today. Come back with us next Tuesday. We'll have a 30-minute Rivals up for you, and then next Saturday, as always, we do another live.
Facts. Go Bucks, baby.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go Bucks.
Go blue.
Go Bucks.